Let me tell you about Year of Return. Well, from Afro Nation to Afrochella, Christmas events in Ghana are continuing to record high numbers of diasporans as part of the Year of Return activities. Well, some have challenged the figures, but the Tourism Ministry says Ghana has made some $2.5 billion in revenue so far. Well, the latest to join in the elite group of stars to visit the country is American R&B artist Akon. The musician has been speaking exclusively to my colleague Becky of the Showbiz Desk on plans for his return. We'll bring you that interview shortly. But first, as of September 2019, 750,000 diasporans had visited the country, and the number is set to rise significantly. Now, one of the places these tourists often visit is the Art Center here in Accra and the Elmina Castle. First, student journalist Manuel Kranting has been interacting with traders at the Art Center. How much of profit has the Year of Return added to their lot?
Everything is cool, you know. The day just started, so we're hoping for the best. Yeah, that since everything is nice, you know, we're making business because of, you know, the Americans, they make the business, you know, but the other people, instead of the, let me say, the Nigerians and stuff, they don't make the business nice, but the Americans, they make it nice. So I can see today I'll be making it more.
So sales has been okay since Saturday. And yesterday too was very good because they kept coming. And today too we are hoping for the better. That today too they come and buy. Yes.
This Year of Returns, a lot of people in here in Ghana. But when they are here, they just come here for here's sake. They didn't come here to buy anything for us.
So it's window shopping?
Window shopping for us. Nothing that we can get. Though we are money. A few people can get some, but not all the people that can get some.
But there's a ministry, an entire ministry in charge of creative arts and tourism and all that. What has been the collaboration between the folks here and then the ministry in terms of the Year of Return?
My brother, you are in the media sector. Did you hear that the center minister make an advert for Center for National Culture? No. Always. Only those people who are playing music. Always. Since I was here about 30 years. Even they couldn't even step here to come and sit down with that to ask our problem, to help us. Always we hear that there's this money for creative arts. With that, we didn't even hear when we just go in there to ask them. They just give to the musicians. We, the people who are doing great things here, doing our own handicrafts to sell and get money for the nation, they didn't add us. I don't know why.
What you do, the art, is really the heart and soul of Ghana. And if you want anything that would symbolize what Ghana looks like, it's Kente all over the world. People are talking about Kente and this stuff. Has there been any attempt really to get some of these stuff exported? You know, any collaboration, at least through the ministry, to get established sales points outside the country?
No, and no. If anyone to export anything to outside, it's that person all capacity to do it. Not the nation or the center minister will do it for us. No. We did everything for ourselves. We did everything for ourselves. Even because of this marine drive which is coming on, we just wrote a letter to the sector minister to even see us so that we can sit down and discuss our problems. He refused. Till we went to apologize to former President Kufuor, before former sector minister Afeku, allow us to see her so that we can sit down to talk about our welfare. He refused to see us. And this particular one, who come on, successor to Honorable Afeku, didn't even allow us to see her. Because we have a lot of problems. Why should I go? If I have a problem, I have to go to my father or my mother. So you are the sector minister that we can come to you so that we can express our view. But if you refuse to see us, how can we manage to? We wrote a letter to presidency about 8 times. 8 times. They even couldn't call us even once to What's our problem that we want to see our president or the person who is in charge of this nation, even one?
So if you're here for the year of return, don't forget to pick a piece of the motherland away with you. For JoyNews, my name is Manuel Kranting.
Win some, lose some. Some people say they're making gains, others not so much of it. Well, we've been hoping to get to the tourism ministry to raise all of these issues with them. We're still trying. As and when we do, we'll hear their thoughts on these issues that are being raised from the year of return. But let's listen to Akon speak exclusively to Becky.
It's a year of return, and we have all our diasporans coming back home. One of them is American musician, a Grammy Award winner, Akon. He is in the country. We just would want to find out from him what exactly he's here for. Hello to you, Akwaba. Welcome to Ghana. It's so much a pleasure, having you here in the country.
No, thank you, man. Ghana's an amazing place. My second home in Africa, so I'm excited to be here.
Tell us, what brought you down here? Is it part of the year of return?
Definitely part of the year return. I'm here to actually welcome all our guests. I think it's a very important step for us, a very important step for Africa, especially when you got African Americans from the diaspora coming back home, and also African Americans that's never been to Africa ever before. I want this to be an amazing experience for them.
Earlier we spoke about you having something coming up. We listened to your album, which is set to come off just this year or next year, 2020. You also have plans of doing something very big here in the country. Kankasi Bolare. Can you throw more light on that one as well, and let's talk about your album as well.
Yeah, so us and Bolare, we're putting together a tour that I'll be doing throughout all of Africa, setting off the first tour here in Ghana. Okay. We'll be announcing the date very, very, very soon. Okay. But our aim is to try to do it around March, towards the end of March, leading into the spring, and then branch off through the rest of Africa. But ultimately, we're promoting the Afro Beat album now, which is Akon, which is available right now on iTunes and all the digital stores for streaming and everything. So definitely check that out. And the whole idea is just to kind of bring the music in, expose it more than we have already, just to kind of keep reiterating that Africa is really talented. We have a business here that should be expanded on, and just kind of showcase all the opportunities here in Africa. Yeah.
I got the chance to listen to the Bum Bum. I loved it. And the other one featuring Olamide. Yeah. Do we have any of our Ghanaian acts featured on the album?
Yeah, well, right now the album is, I have minimal features, on the album. I have Kiss Daniels, Skills, obviously, Olamide. And it's just like, those are the kids that's been around me, like within the last, you could say, year. Okay. You know what I mean? So I wanted to expose those records out, and kind of pull them in. But I think the next album which will probably drop around April, right after the concert we do here in Ghana, then those have some more features, and definitely look forward to a Ghanaian act on there, for sure.
Convict Africa. What's the plan for it? What was the plan? Why did you even set out to put out something like that? Right. Obviously to help the African act, but elaborate more on that for us.
Yeah, so Convict Africa was more of a philanthropy label, and that label was pretty much to create a platform and infrastructure for artists here in Africa, give them the platform that other major artists have to be able to expose them outside of Africa, because the problem with Africa, we didn't have no infrastructure for music, no publishing, no distribution. So we wanted to be the first to do it and give opportunities for all the artists. We did it expecting nothing back in return. We invested heavily into them because we knew it would bring business back to economy in Africa, and also give other artists the dream, knowing that if it can happen for them, which is their neighbor, it can happen for everybody else.
So talk about all the people who have trooped into this country, Cardi B, Beyonce, and the list goes on and on, several of them. And none of them, well, most of them seem to get attracted a lot to Cape Coast or to the central region. We'll take you to Takoradi, but first let's go to Cape Coast, where Richard Kojonyako is standing by. He has been interacting with some visitors who've been thronging the Elmina Castle, and also talking to people who are cashing in on this. Are they making any profits? Like we said, what are the teething problems there as well? Richard. So let's start with the numbers we're seeing at Elmina Castle, the Elmina Castle. What is happening there?
So let us actually take Coast, where the managers of the facility have told me that they are getting close to 100,000 visitors this year, and most of them, majority of them, about 90%, are African Americans who have returned to learn about the history and to participate in this year of return. For Elmina, they tell me that their numbers are not up to that of the Cape Coast Castle, but they've also seen an astronomical rise in the numbers they are getting this year. They are confident that even in 2020, they are hopeful that they will even record higher figures than they are recording this year. And so they are very, very happy. It's not only the managers of the facility that are posting huge impact, but other people that also deal in artifacts, traditional attires, other painters and other things, who have said that they wish that every year would be a year of return because it is reflecting actually in their pocket. They are making new sales that they have never made before. And so that is the story there. But beyond these stories, there are also some suggestions and some complaints they are making. One, that in Cape Coast, for instance, the visitors come and then they go back. The night life in Cape Coast is almost absent, and so the people are unable to stay in Cape Coast so that the individuals could also even cash in on the year of return. And so they are asking authorities to do something about it. They say, once the people come, they tell them that they would want to stay. They come with their families, they would want to witness or experience the nightlife in Cape Coast and other things, but the people come and then they go back. Another thing they have also been talking about.
Well, yes. So if I hear you clearly, people are concerned about the absence of nightlife in Cape Coast. I would have thought there's a nightlife in Cape Coast.
Well, they say that there is nowhere that they could go boogie all night, party all night. I mean, people go to bed very early. But beyond that, they are asking the question. So beyond the year of return, what next? I mean, they are asking that there should be some clear roadmap to continue with the discussions and the conversations and what they have been able to achieve so far.
Right. Well, I know what next because President Akufo-Addo has been talking about it, which is what I'm going to next. Richard, thank you very much. But some business idea there for those who want to encourage nightlife in Cape Coast. There seems to be a market for it, especially with year of return. Richard Kojona could join us from Cape Coast. Well, President Akufo-Addo is impressed with the results so far made from the year of return. He spoke to Haitian American journalist Roland Martin.
I don't know whether shock is the word, but certainly, let me say, it's more than I expected. I had hoped that it would have a big resonance, but it has, I think, had a much bigger resonance than I had anticipated. It's a very welcome one. If you want us to use the word shock, all right, but it's a very welcome shock, and I'm very happy that the initiative has evoked the response that it has.
Obviously, there's an economic piece to it in terms of for the tourism industry here in Ghana, but also for so many people, it has been deeply personal. Individuals, they've shared tears, the historical impact as well. What did you want people? What did you want, and what do you want them to get out of this experience of returning to Ghana, many of them for the first time?
I think really something quite simple, a recognition that really we are all the same. We are from one family. We are now divided by the ocean, the Atlantic, and of course by the history, very tragic history, but that essentially we are still one family.
President Akufo-Addo there talking about the year ahead or the year beyond year of return.